Ball State Sports Link's Third Down Chirp is delivered by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Visit papajohns.com today for more info.
Hello and welcome into a special Third Down Chirp from sunny St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm your host, Chris Renkel, joined as always by Pat Boylan and Timmy Fogarty. And guys, it's snowing back in Muncie right now, and we're on the beach. It can't get much better.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love doing the show from Schumann Stadium, but we're doing Third Down Chirp right now barefoot. I think I'll take it.
And my parents are leaving Lafayette right now as we speak. And like you said, Chris, it is snowing. And to be totally honest, I don't really feel that bad for them.
Yeah, and, you know, this atmosphere, not only the weather's good, but the atmosphere, the bowl atmosphere in general, just phenomenal to be around. We were able to go to the Beach Bash yesterday, and it was really fun to see both teams really getting to know each other before they square off on the field.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of a cool event. You know, they had a lot of games going on. But my personal favorite, though, the belly flop, Kid O'Brien dominating the belly flop. I mean, where else do you get an atmosphere like that? The Beef O'Brady's Bowl's done it really well.
It was absolutely just so much fun all around. And it was funny because, yeah, the guys are competing, but they're having some fun. But it's probably going to get a little more serious come Friday night.
Indeed it will, Timmy. And Josh Blessing, our reporter, was able to catch up with several players during the Beach Bash and ask them about what they thought about all this.
Hey, thanks, Chris. I'm here out at the beach where I was able to catch up with some of the football players and get their take on Friday's game.
We're going to try to do what we've been doing all season, put points on the board, run the ball, throw the ball, hopefully Keith will be ready to go. And, with Keith in the lineup too, it just gives our, offense another surge.
Practice has been really well. I think all the guys have been focused when it's practice time. We've all been determined to get the job done. I think we're ready to do that.
With this bowl week, it's full of activities and stuff, but when it comes time to practice, we still put our work in and get our work done. So it's the difference between having fun and knowing when it's time to work. So it's been good.
And just a reminder, kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. at Tropicana Field. That's all. Back to you guys.
And along with the bowl atmosphere we got to see yesterday, we also got to see where Ball State and UCF will be squaring off in Tropicana Field. Now, Pat, it was interesting going into the Trop. It's a baseball stadium. You never really know how it's going to convert to a football field, but it was pretty cool to see all the different things they did to accommodate this football game.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty impressed with the setup, guys. They've taken the football field down the right field baseline. It kind of goes all the way down to the outfield wall. So the right field stands are actually, where the stands where the people will sit, and then they've added stands on the opposite side of the field. So, for a baseball stadium, it's going to be a little weird because, the press box where we're going to be the corner is going to be the corner of the end zone. But otherwise, for a baseball field, I'm pretty impressed with what they've done with Tropicana.
Guys, something very important to pay attention to is going to be the noise factor. And I mean, Pat, you've went to plenty of Colts games when it was in the RCA Dome. You know how loud a dome actually is. And with both of these teams kind of running a similar style of offense, noise is going to be a huge thing because Ball State likes to run that high, up-tempo offense, calling their plays at the line of scrimmage, and the noise could kind of affect that. UCF kind of the same way. So that's something I really think is going to be a bigger factor than you think because no matter how many people are there, it is going to be absolutely extremely loud, something that probably neither of these teams have really experienced this season.
And we caught up with Coach Lembo during the Beach Bash and asked him about just about everything about this whole bowl atmosphere, being at a bowl game, and what he thought.
We've just felt so welcome since we've been here, and for our guys, they're just so appreciative of this opportunity. When we came in as a staff, I don't think they knew a lot about us coming from the East Coast, but one thing they picked up on quickly was that the coaches were all on the same page, and I think that really trickled down to them. And we've got a tight-knit team, a bunch of guys that are on the same page, and there's been some highs and lows, but we found a way to persevere in most situations. This is a team that's got outstanding speed, outstanding explosiveness, just guys that can run, guys that can hit, guys that can make plays. You see it at receiver, you see it at tailback, you see it on the defensive side of the ball. So they remind me a lot of South Florida from an athletic standpoint, but I think they play more like a team than the group we saw from South Florida.
And now, guys, let's talk a little bit about that game against UCF and Ball State. We broke it down more in our big show, but let's just go back over, players to watch. These are two very evenly matched up teams. It should be a great game to watch.
Yeah, my player to watch is the focus for Ball State's defense, and that's Travis Freeman. And the way UCF runs their offense, they're very good at passing, they're very good at running, they're very multi-dimensional. So Travis Freeman's going to have a load on his shoulders in this game. And, if he can be in there and he can be stopping the run, I think Ball State's going to be playing pretty well. But I think there's no doubt in my mind that Travis Freeman, at least defensively, is going to be a huge key to Ball State's success.
Well, the Ball State defense has to play well, but for me, it's going to be wide receiver Willie Snead. I mean, Snead has to make big plays. And with Jamil Smith, who was out against Miami, Ohio, he's healthy, guys. He's back, so that can take away a little bit of the pressure from Willie Snead. But Willie's been kind of quiet the last couple of weeks. He's a sophomore receiver. He's very, very talented, 1,000-yard guy. But I think that he absolutely needs to make some big plays in this game. And if Keith Winning can go, look for that connection that we've seen all season long to happen.
You know how healthy Jamil Smith is? In the dance-off at the Beach Bash, he did a backflip standing up. I think he's more than ready to go. And talk a little bit about your keys to the game. It's a bowl game. The stakes are high. There's not a whole lot of room for mistakes.
Well, when you look at Ball State's offense, most people think of the passing game, but my key to the game for Ball State is going to be the running game. Juwan Edwards, Horatio Banks, how well they take care of the football, but even more importantly, how effective they are running the football. And this is, going to be an offense where if Keith Wenning is ready to go, he's going to be playing after about a month and a half of being off. So it's going to be really important, in my opinion, that Ball State's able to stay balanced, keep the running game going. If they're getting 5-6 yards a carry like we're used to them getting, that's just going to be one less thing that Keith Wenning has to worry about.
Mine's going to be on the offensive side of the ball as well, Pat. Mine's explosive plays, guys. And Coach Lembo kind of touched on that a little bit, says his team has to make explosive plays. UCF's defense is one of the better defenses in the country. I mean, they only give up about 22 points a game. They give up a lot of yards, but they have that same mentality that Ball State's defense has, that bend, don't break mentality. And the Ball State offense has to make big plays. If they're going to beat this UCF team who is very, very good on the defensive side of the ball, Willie Snead's got to step up. Jamil Smith has to step up. Juwan Edwards, Horatio Banks, all those guys, they need to bust some big plays and score some points because we touched on it in our bigger show as well, guys. Ball State will win this game if they have that same MAC mentality where you're going to beat UCF scoring touchdowns, not field goals.
And let's go one more time. Predictions. Some things have changed. Maybe the beach air has gotten to you. Do you want to change your prediction at all, Pat?
The beach air has gotten to me, but I'm not going to change my prediction. Look, guys, Ball State's never won a bowl game, but they've never been in a bowl game where Pete Lembo's the head coach. So I'm going the Ball State Cardinals winning this first bowl game victory in Cardinal history, 35-31. Cardinals pull it out.
Mine's going to change just a tiny bit, guys. It's going to be 31-28. I think Ball State pulls it out. And, Pat, one of your main reasons, and I loved it, was Coach Lembo. They've never played under Coach Lembo. And these guys, yeah, they're having fun, and yeah, they're enjoying this Florida sun. But this is a business trip. They're trying to get down here and play some football. So I think that the Ball State Cardinals will pull it out and get their first bowl win.
Should be a phenomenal game. The Beef O'Brady's Bowl tonight, 7:30 on ESPN. Turn down that volume on the TV. Listen to the three of us in our final game, and what a way to go out in St. Petersburg. SportsLink Radio 91.3 WCRD and WCRD.net. And for the latest in Ball State news and stories, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Just search Ball State SportsLink, and you can also, we just released an iPad app for even more coverage and bunch of good stuff on there for Ball State football and everything we've done here in St. Petersburg. So, from a sunny St. Petersburg, guys, I'm thinking let's go lay it out in the sun, get a little swim in the ocean before we go get ready for the bowl game. So, from St. Petersburg, thank you for watching. I'm Chris Renkel. This is Pat Boylan and Timmy Fogarty, and go Cardinals.